Here's the deal. We've reached the end of the game, and the Indiana Fever absolutely demolished the Chicago Sky. Final score 93-58. This was, Yolanda, yes. Horrible game, flat out embarrassing. Yes, for the Chicago Sky, absolutely. This was terrible. Absolutely. This was terrible. Not terrible. This was a terrible game for the Chicago Sky. Horrible. Horrible basketball that we witnessed. But while we saw terrible basketball on one side, we saw a very, very good team that's not even at their ceiling yet in the Indiana Fever. Here's the deal. Again, 93 Indiana, 58 Chicago Sky. This game was like pretty close in the first quarter. You know, in the first quarter it was pretty close, and then it just got huge from there. Now number one, of course, if we're talking about the Indiana Fever, we got to start with the reigning Rookie of the Year in Caitlin Clark. I thought Caitlin played great today. Triple-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 blocks, only 3 turnovers, which is really good for her assist to turnover ratio, right? Like, she played well in this one. Played well in this game. And what was she doing? She was shooting crazy. She was shooting those long 3-point shots as usual. 50% from the 3-point line, ended up making 4 of those. And then when she was passing that ball, when she was getting those 10 assists, who was she passing it to? Well, several people. One, Natasha Howard. Natasha Howard, she had her big one in today's game. She is just introducing herself to people who may not know. People who may not know the type of player that Natasha Howard is, she was on her big one. Especially early in this game, she was getting to her spots, getting to the basket, making mid-range buckets, and just rocking out, right? Just rocking out, guys. So Natasha Howard, 15 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Like she did her thing as well. And then we go down the line. We go down the line to Aliyah freaking Boston, who embarrassed these Sky Post players. Guys, Aliyah Boston finished the game with 19 points, 13 rebounds. Aliyah Boston, she was unafraid in this game. Absolutely unafraid. 5 blocks. You know, Caitlin had 4 blocks. 5 blocks for Aliyah Boston. It didn't matter who was on her. Didn't matter. You want to put Camila Cardoso on Aliyah Boston? Aliyah Boston's like, oh, I started over her at South Carolina. I got Camila, and she did. We saw on both the offensive and defensive end, Aliyah Boston dominate against Camila. And then you want to put Elizabeth Williams on her? She can score on Elizabeth Williams too. If you want her to defend Elizabeth Williams, she's gonna block that shot. Like, here's the thing. Aliyah Boston looked fantastic. She looked quick on her feet. She looked like a vet, like a true vet in this game. That was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I got this. Y'all, a lot of people don't want to pay attention to me. Y'all may not think I'm that great or whatever, but I'm gonna show y'all that I'm about that. I can make some stuff happen. And she did, guys. What a game by Aliyah Boston. Truly, to me, she kind of was the X factor in a lot of this game, right? She was the X factor that just kind of shut down the Chicago Sky Post. She looked great. Aliyah freaking Boston looked amazing out there. And I'm just like, ooh, if this is what we will continue to see this year from Aliyah Boston, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks, someone who looked really, really good on both the offensive and defensive ends, somebody who was like, I'm here. And I'm gonna let you know I'm here every single time down the court on both offensive and defensive end. I am going to let you know. I love this game for Aliyah Boston. I thought this was a great game for AB. Great game for her. Great. Then we go down the line for everybody else. What about everybody else? So yes. Caitlin was great. Her normal self, triple-double, more efficient in terms of her assist to turnover ratio. Like, she played very well. Very well. Natasha Howard played very, very well. Played like the vet we know she is. And Aliyah Boston showed up and showed out in this one. And she was fantastic as well. Also, we haven't even gone through the whole starting lineup yet. 20 points, 19 points, 15 points. And then we get to Kelsey Mitchell, who had another 15 points in this game. 2 3-pointers in this one. She shot 50% from the field. Kelsey Mitchell was just on her big one. On her big one today. Again, 15 points, shot efficiently, got a couple passes in there. She didn't do anything stupid. Like she played within herself throughout the entire game. 0 turnovers for her as well. Really, really, really good game. Really good. Okay, so we go through, that's 4 players in the starting lineup. Go through DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner, she didn't play that great, but she did just break the, now solidify her place 3rd all time when it comes to points per game. Total points in the WNBA. And so that was pretty cool to see. We all know that DeWanna Bonner has been in the game for a very, very long time. And, she made it happen, okay? She made it happen. She passed Tina Thompson by becoming the 3rd all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. And, of course, she did it at the free throw line. After she made her first free throw, that's when she tied it up. She rose her hands in the air, and everybody was cheering for her. And it was like, yes, let's go, DB. We know you didn't have that great of a game, but, we all know how great you are as a player. And shout out to you for becoming 3rd all time. That's a huge, huge, huge accomplishment. Again, surpassing the great Tina Thompson. Kind of cool. She does have a little bit more to go to surpass Tina Charles. And then, of course, the number 1 is Diana Taurasi. So, again, DeWanna Bonner does not have the greatest of games, but she becomes 3rd all time, and she finished the game with 17 points. So, not bad of a game. Okay. Then we look at everybody else. I would say, Lexi Hull probably was the most impactful bench player. But, the Sadas, they take it home for the Indiana Fever. Okay? Overall, the Indiana Fever played together. They have a lot of movement in their offense. Doesn't look static. It looks like they know exactly where to go with the basketball, exactly what to do, exactly who to get the basketball to. And they're just making smart decisions, and they're learning as the game is going. Okay? So that's the Indiana Fever. Really good game for them. And then we look at the Chicago Sky, who I was not expecting to win. I don't think really many people were expecting the Chicago Sky to win. I definitely didn't. They clearly were not the best team. Clearly, coming into the game, right? So I knew they were going to lose, but it was a question mark of how bad was the Chicago Sky going to lose? How bad was the game going to be? And guys, it was worse than I thought. I thought, okay, maybe the Chicago Sky, maybe you're going to lose by I give it maybe 20 points, maybe maximum 15 to 20 points you're going to lose by, and it's not good, but not horrible. You're going to lose, but it's not going to be that bad. But nah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. 35 points bad. 35 freaking points. That's the margin. Wow, 35 points. It's crazy. What a horrible game by the Chicago Sky. Here's the deal. The thing about this game is that as I was watching it, I was like, okay, well, we're seeing some okay things about the Chicago Sky. First up, as we saw in preseason, the first player to score is Camila Cardoso, right? So Camila, getting Camila involved early. Great. Fantastic. Maybe this is a good sign for this team. And then we proceed to not really do that for the rest of the game. We proceed to shoot lots of 3-pointers. We proceed to just play a bad game, guys. Just overall play a horrible game. And all you can do is just be like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let's talk about specifically what was messed up with the Chicago Sky. So first up, you basically had nobody who really wanted it. Courtney Vandersloot looked really, really good in preseason, especially that first preseason game against the Minnesota Lynx. She looked really, really good. And you're like, okay, great. Courtney Vandersloot is about to lead the charge for this team, and she's about to do great. Here's the thing. Courtney Vandersloot, the head of the snake for the Chicago Sky, she looked slow and she looked out of sorts. She did not look ready. She didn't. And if your point guard does not look like they are ready to go, and that's the head of your snake, that's what you do. Your point guard is the player who gets everything started. If she comes into this game, looks a step behind on both offensive and defense, is jacking up some threes like everybody else on this team, which I'm gonna talk about. I'm just like, okay, what are we doing? And then we saw the offensive sets that this team was running, which for a good amount of this game, the offensive sets looked like one pass to someone who jacked up a 3-point shot. Okay, it was like pass, shoot, 3-pointer, quick trigger, 3-pointer. And if you are rolling, if you're in a rhythm, no problem with that. Because you get rhythm shots, right? You get rhythm threes. Rhythm threes are a thing. They're a thing, and that's fine. But we saw too much one pass, 3-point shot. One pass, someone has the ball, ISO, 3-point shot, or ISO, or like, I'm gonna take it myself. Mid-range jumper, miss. This team did not play team basketball. The Chicago Sky did not play team basketball. The Chicago Sky played let's jack up threes basketball. Let's jack up 3-point shots. Because why not? Kia Nurse, why not? Why not take 6 threes in the game? Why not? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just a basketball game. Who cares how many 3-point shots you miss? Who cares? Just keep shooting it. Just keep shooting 3-point shots, even though everybody and their mama know you about to miss. Keep shooting it. What logic does that make? What logic does that make? Basically, the majority of this game, we saw the guards for this Chicago Sky team just say, you know what? I want to shoot. I feel like shooting today. I feel like shooting today. That's what I want to do. I want to shoot shots. I want to shoot threes in particular. That's what I want. Threes, that's what I want to do. I don't really want to play defense. I don't really want to get to the basket. I want to shoot threes. Let me shoot threes, coach. Let me shoot threes. That's basically what this team did. Basically, that's all. In the first quarter, how many threes did they take? They took like 8 or 9 threes in that first quarter. Made one in that first quarter. Okay, so you're like, okay, maybe our threes just ain't falling today. Maybe we should just kind of ease up on the threes. No, that continued in the second quarter. Got a little bit better in the second quarter when it came to threes made. I think you made like three or maybe 4 in that second quarter. And you're like, oh, we still want to shoot threes. Still threes. Everybody, threes. Third quarter, still lots of threes. Fourth quarter, a lot of threes. So we wind up at the end of the game, and the Chicago Sky shoot 27 threes in this game. 27. All right? 27 threes. And when we look at this team last year, this is a team that was not very good from the three. The Chicago Sky was towards the bottom from the three last year. Last year they were like they just weren't good, right? They were not a good 3-point team. They shot around like 37% or something like that from the three last year. Okay. And we head into this season. Yes, you add some players in, but you didn't necessarily add 3-point shooters, not really. You added in some players who can knock down some shots, who can be streaky, who can make some stuff happen, but for the most part, not doing much of anything. And so this year it's like, okay, well, yes, we're shooting more threes than we did before. But does it matter if you're not making it? Does it matter? 6 of 27 from the three. They shot 22% from the three. Right? Yes, the Fever didn't shoot excellent from the three either. They shot 33%. But they didn't need to because they was making stuff happen in the paint. The Sky was not making much happen in the paint. And from the three, they were just jacking up shots left and right. They were jacking up shots. They kept fouling the Indiana Fever. And they just kept turning over the basketball. Turnover. 24 of the points for the Indiana Fever came from Chicago Sky turnovers. 24 points. You gave them 24 baskets because you couldn't keep control of the basketball. Whether that was offensive fouls on the Chicago Sky, whether that was bad passes, whatever it was, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good, guys. You had your guards jacking up shots. You had Camila playing extremely soft. You had Angel at times play good and at times play very frustrated. And, we're going to see it is what it is. I do personally like the point forward version of Angel. I think it's pretty interesting. But that's not something you play the entire game. There were times where she got a little bit too too happy with that point forward thing, and then ball got turned over. So yes, the best player on the court for the Chicago Sky was Angel Reese. She was, and no one else really did anything for the Chicago Sky until you lose. 12 points for Angel, 17 rebounds. She ended up shooting 5 of 14 from the field, so not great, but you could still win if everybody else does their job. Camila Cardoso played weak in a lot of ways, not aggressive enough. 7 points for her, 3 of 9 from the field. She got bully balled down low by Aliyah Boston quite a bit, and I didn't like that. Seven rebounds for Camila Cardoso. Courtney Vandersloot, 4 points, 2 of 9 from the field. She just didn't look ready. 5 assists, 4 rebounds. She just, I don't know what it was. I don't know if she just didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm not sure. Keisha, I think you're right. Point forward for Angel only works if Camila does her thing by the basket. And today Camila wasn't doing her thing by the basket. She wasn't. Okay. Carmela, spot on. She played way too timid. Way too, and I don't understand why. Like, girl, you're the biggest thing out there. Let's go. But no. Timid, slow, just didn't play right? And then you got Kia Nurse jacking up threes left and right. Didn't do much of anything. Shot 2 of 8, 0 for 6 from the 3. 4 points for her. And then you got Ariel Atkins, who, she was there. You traded away a lot for Ariel Atkins, and she's supposed to be someone who can take over the basketball game. She's supposed to be someone who can lock down and make a whole bunch of stuff happen for your team, and she didn't. And today she looked like, that's Ariel, whatever. She didn't look impressive. Okay, the aggression needs to be higher for this team. I'm not sure what's going on. Where's your aggression? Where's your fight? Where is it? And then you go to the bench and you're like, okay, bench players, who's gonna do something? Rachel Bannon's like, okay, put me in, coach. 3. Yeah, she did make 2 at least, but 2 of 6 from the 3 for Rachel Bannon. She, that's a shot. She loved to not shoot the 3. And when Rachel is on, she's on. When she's off, she's off. Okay, she's off. All right. Rachel ended up finishing with 8 points in this game. 3 of 8 from the field. Beck Allen played okay. Again, very happy with that 3-point shot, which stop shooting 3. Stop. I honestly, maybe the Chicago Sky needs to set a rule that says, we are not the Fever. We're not the Liberty, right? We are not a team that can shoot a whole bunch of threes, and could miss and still possibly win or still make some stuff. We're not a heavy 3-point usage team. I know Tyler likes the 3. I know that's what you want to get to. You don't have shooters like that. You don't. You're not a team of 3-point assassins. You're not. You're a team of streaky 3-point shooters. So just stop. So yeah. Anyway. We did see Haley Van Lith get in the game a little bit. She played the last 4 minutes, ended up with 4 points. For the people who are saying, oh, should have played Haley more? I mean, Haley wouldn't have did nothing, in my opinion, different than what was already happening on the court. But I will say this, maybe you teach your vets a lesson. Hey, you're playing terrible out there, Courtney. You're not playing the way we need you to play. Maybe I put someone in who I know won't play better than you, but maybe it's a you gotta learn. Come in the game. Courtney, come to the bench. Kia Nurse, come to the bench. Just watch. We need you to actually play on the court. And with all of this said, with all of this being said, all of this criticism towards the Chicago Sky, all of this being said, the Sky still kind of had a chance in this game with the bad shots, the turnovers, and all that other stuff happening. This game did not get unwieldy till towards the mid part of the third quarter. To me, that's when it kind of fully, the doors open. Because at that point, I think at midpoint in the third quarter, it's like a 15-point game or something like that. And the Sky still had a chance. The game was still close. And then third quarter, and it is what it is. Okay. Here's the deal. I'm just going to talk about it now, and I'm probably not going to talk about it again. So, in this game, they build it as a rivalry game, right? This is the kind of game that kicks off rivalry weekend for the WNBA, right? A lot of excitement, a lot of fun, like, oh, Angel versus Caitlyn. They've been rivals since college and blah, blah, blah. Let's make this a big thing. Let's make this a big, big, big thing. And, that was everywhere. All the talking points, especially early on in this game, was very much Angel versus Caitlyn. Caitlyn versus Angel. You get it? Okay. And unfortunately, this rivalry is going to have a new chapter in it. Because in the third quarter, with the Indiana Fever handily winning, I think at this point it was probably like, I think it was maybe a 15-ish point game at that point where the Indiana Fever were winning, third quarter. And it's Chicago has the ball. Angel fouled. She didn't get called for it, but she basically kind of pushed off against Natasha Howard. Caitlyn looks at that. She's like, "Hey, this is a foul." And Angel gets the basketball. Angel's going for a shot at the rim. Caitlyn, boom, did like a arm chop, foul, arm chop, and then at the end she like extended her arms, so foul. Okay. It was kind of a foul with a little oomph to it, I would say. Not a big deal. It's a hard foul. This is basketball, right? This is not double dutch. This is basketball, right? So that's fine. That happens every now and then. So not a big deal. So hard foul by Caitlyn to Angel. Angel gets up, takes exception to it because Angel's probably like, hey, my team's losing. She probably feels like she's been hit quite a bit in that game, and so she's feeling a little frustrated. Okay, understandable. So Angel gets up, she's upset. She's saying something. I don't know what she's saying, but she's saying something to Caitlyn. At that point, I think Aliyah Boston moved Caitlyn, and Angel's just talking. Nothing physical, nothing like that. Talking. Caitlyn walks away. Angel's still upset. She's still walking and talking and whatnot. She's getting pushed back a little bit, but not a big deal. A nothing burger. In a normal mundane game, this is nothing. This is not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Okay? Hard foul. The player who got fouled takes exception to it, gets up, starts to talk, starts to jaw. Separation, not a big deal. All right? The refs go to the monitor. They look at it. And because of the sort of extension of the arm as the foul was happening, they call a flagrant one on Caitlyn. Understandable. That was, looking at the replay, that was a flagrant one. It was a hard foul, right? It was a hard foul. So hard foul, player takes exception, flagrant one was called, easy peasy. We're good. And also there was double technicals on Aliyah Boston and Angel on that, but not a big deal. Again, this happens in basketball. However, the thing that I don't like is that now this is just going to be used as another chapter in the saga. You will have people that will say Angel exaggerated and she act like she wanted to go after Caitlyn. It was just a foul. It's just basketball. And then then you're gonna have other people that's gonna be like, see, Caitlyn's a dirty player, and see she's sneaky and she gets away with stuff all the time and blah 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 blah. Either way, my point is, as someone who just likes to watch people hoop, just likes for this stuff to be fun, this is gonna get very annoying, guys. Again, this in a vacuum, this isn't a big deal. This happens. This is basketball. But because it involves these two players, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be on SportsCenter tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. It's probably gonna be on SportsCenter. We're gonna have Stephen A. Smith and is Shannon Sharp still on his leave or something? Stephen A. Smith and somebody is gonna be on First Take on Monday talking through this, and it's gonna be a huge thing. This is just gonna be a huge distraction. Huge distraction. And so, and as someone who just is annoyed by it, I'm just like, come on now. Lasan says Angel needs to stop reacting to Caitlin Clark. I think what that was is a player taking exception to a hard foul, which that's what it was. It was a hard foul. It was, risen. It went up to a flagrant one, and I think she was like, "Hey, what you doing with that foul?" Understandable. Like I don't think players should tiptoe around other players. Why? But also, I don't think this is a big deal. But it's going to turn into a big deal. So we're gonna see a ton of videos. We're gonna see a lot of think pieces. We're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff, and most of the stuff will be like, "See, Angel's terrible. Angel's a bad person because of this. Because she got fouled and she took exception." That'll be the majority of it. But we'll also have some people, some on the other side that's like, a similar thing about Caitlyn. I don't know. This was a distraction, and this made the game a lot worse. Like this destroyed any chance of the Chicago Sky even coming back in this one. It just pissed everybody off. Everybody was just mad for the rest of the game, and I don't know. It was just kind of annoying. It was kind of annoying, but yeah. Anyway, so get prepared for all of the stuff around this that you all will see. Anyway, that's the game. It is what it is. The Indiana Fever, the better team, won, and hey, they got the job done. And the Chicago Sky looked pretty terrible, actually. Tyler Marsh, hey, you got a lot of work to do, man. You got a whole lot of work to do. Point forward, Angel is pretty cool. I actually like it. Not a all the time point forward Angel, but when it makes sense point forward Angel. There were some times in this game where it didn't make sense, and so hey, you gotta make it happen. But yeah, that's it. We'll see. We'll see how this season goes with the Chicago Sky. We'll see. All right. That's it. I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all, this has been a fun game, I guess. It's been a fun game, I guess. For those who are saying, hey, I thought this guy was going to be a whole lot better than what I saw today. It wasn't. It wasn't. Bad game. We'll see what the Chicago Sky does to regroup because, they got some tough competition. Okay? So, will people wind up apologizing to Teresa Weatherspoon after this season is over? Hey, we'll see. Next up for the Indiana Fever, they do play the Atlanta Dream twice. They play them first at home on May the 20th, and they play them again in Atlanta on May the 22nd. So that's next for the Indiana Fever. And next up for the Chicago Sky. We have the Sky going to New York on Thursday, May the 22nd, to face off against the New York Liberty. I'm sorry. That game is actually at home. Okay, at Wintrust. All right, so I'll be there. May the 22nd at Wintrust Arena to see the Chicago Sky go against New York Liberty. And if the Sky lost this bad to the Indiana Fever, y'all, this the game against the New York Liberty is about to be a slaughter. It's about to be interesting, guys. All right. With that being said, thank you all for rocking out with me, guys. I'm gonna say this, and I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. But sometimes I feel like people I don't want the closing that I give to be seen as like furniture. If you're used to seeing something like furniture, for example, okay, you see a furniture out, and you don't notice it. It gets to a point where it's you're blind to it because it's always there, and it's like a regular thing, and you don't pay attention to it because it's just furniture. It's just there's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that stops you in your tracks and be like, oh, let me look at that, let me pay attention to that. Sometimes I feel like my closings, since they repeat a lot and since it's really pretty repetitive, there's a worry that I'm that people may think it's furniture. But here's the deal, guys. I would like to ask you to be kind to people and treat people with respect. I have seen quite a bit in this chat that is severely messed up. Some of the comments that people have made, not only is it foolish, not only is it rude, not only is it just messed up, but it's But sometimes I feel like people say stuff that's wild to a point where they wouldn't say it in real life. And if this ain't you, it ain't you. So this is not me. Don't be like, oh, Quita's attacking me. Well, if you know, I'm not saying using names or whatever, but what I'm saying is treat people with respect. Treat people with respect. Treat people like they're human beings, meaning people in the chat, random people that you don't know who play basketball. Treat people with respect. You have like what are we doing, guys? I guarantee you most of y'all are like very, very old. Very old meaning you're an adult. And I don't understand some of the rhetoric. And it's to a point where like I'm not going to individually address it because it's actually ridiculous. This is not oh, you're being too sensitive. No, it's a line, guys. It doesn't bother me if you dislike a certain player or you dislike a certain team. It doesn't bother me if you want to clown a certain team for being bad or a certain player for not playing well. Like not a big deal. But sometimes people take it way too far. Way too far, guys. So yeah, be kind to people, treat people with respect. Guys, here's the deal. We are all made in God's image. And it's important that not only do you recognize that, but also that you recognize that in other people. Just like how you have dignity as a person, you also should do the same for other people. Doesn't mean you have to agree. I disagree with a lot of stuff. But there's a certain way you go about it. Right? So yeah, treat people with respect. People matter, and so do you. So in the way that you would like to be treated, treat other people a similar way. Okay? All right? Okay. Anyway. But yeah, have whatever opinions you want. That's fine. But the whole anyway. But Gail, you're right. Humans are gonna human. It's our nature, in a lot of ways, to be very cruel to each other. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. So regardless of what side you root for, regardless of who you like, who you don't like, there's a way to do it. All right. There's a way to do it. Some of the stuff that people are calling other people is ridiculous. And again, I'm not gonna I can't like host the stream and like do all that and also call out every single person in the chat. I just can't, and I won't do that. What I'm asking is for you to think about what you say before you say it. Would you truly say this to a person in real life standing in front of you? Would you? Would you really? And then is that the most appropriate thing to say? Whatever that is. Remember, guys, this is just basketball. It's basketball. This isn't life or death. Okay? This isn't. Okay? Be kind. All right? Philip says, thanks so much for the super chat. Philip says, you may need to get moderators. I have moderators. I think just, the mods probably weren't able to make it to this stream. But anyway, that's the stream. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. My name is Quita. We have been rocking out with you all for several hours today. We're going on 3 hours right now. I did about 2 hours earlier on. And yeah, thank y'all for rocking with me. Thanks for making this an awesome Saturday. So regardless of, some of the bad actors in the chat, this has been a really fun time. I really do enjoy hanging out with y'all and chatting with you all. This is also really great. I love women's basketball. I love talking to other people who love women's basketball. I love analyzing the game after it's over and blah, 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 blah. Love it. Thank you for rocking with me. If y'all could, make sure to hit that like button to support this channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. I am trying to get Quita Love Sports to 50,000 subscribers. I don't know. Will we get there? I don't know. But either way, I'm hoping you all can rock out with me for that. Yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you have not done so already. Guys, I will not be live tomorrow. I will not be live tomorrow morning. I normally have Quita in the mornings every morning. I will not be live tomorrow because I'm live today with the multiple streams and whatnot. I will not be live tomorrow morning. Okay. I will be live sometime tomorrow. There's several games that are happening tomorrow. I'll be live for, at the bare minimum, I'll be live for the Minnesota versus LA game. That's my goal, is to be Minnesota versus LA. That's my goal. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. It will not be in the morning. So Quita in the mornings, Will not be tomorrow. It will be on Monday. Back again on Monday. But I will be live tomorrow, most likely for the Minnesota versus LA game. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Y'all have a great one. Be kind to people. Tell somebody that they matter because they truly, truly do. And if no one has told you, you matter, you're important. And I'm very, very happy that you are on this earth, guys. You only have one life, so live it the best you can. All right? Live it the best you can and do the things you're supposed to do and treat people the way you're supposed to treat them. And most importantly, guys, I love you. But actually, way more important than that, Jesus loves you and he wants a relationship with you. If you don't know him, get to know him right now. And also go to church tomorrow. All right? Because that's where I'll be tomorrow morning. I will be at church and not on the stream. I always go to church every Sunday, but I usually go live before that. I'm not doing that. Tomorrow I'm not going live at all in the morning. We are going to church, and hopefully you all do the same. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.